Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Today's video is an addition to the AWS Cloud Practitioner series. Today I'll not just be covering Cloud Practitioner, I'll just walk you through what you can expect with AWS certifications. So this is more for someone who is exploring whether they want to do an AWS Cloud certification or not. And I'll also let you know what I did to prepare for my Cloud Practitioner. So I'll touch a bit on what are the resources that I used to get ready for the exam. And make sure to look out for my next video next week where I'll go into what you can expect in the exam itself. So today is just focused on these are the certifications that are available. This is what I did to prepare, and next week I'll finalize this series. Let me not say finalize in case you have any questions, but next week I'll then cover more about the exam itself and leading up to the exam, what I was doing, just building up on today's video. So starting off, for those of you who haven't watched my video last week, make sure to check it out where I talk about why I decided to do a Cloud Practitioner exam for AWS and why I think you should do it too, and not just specifically AWS, why I think you should be cloud savvy. So make sure to check it out, because then it will lead on to this and it will make more sense to you, and you might as well check out the whole playlist, because I guarantee you will get key tips that you will find useful. So in terms of AWS, they are the leading cloud provider at the moment in terms of the amount of market share that they have. So I decided to start with them, and as I mentioned last week, I'm planning to also do the fundamental certifications for the other two leading competitors, so that's Google Cloud and Microsoft Azure. But if you want to be an AWS specialist, there are 12 available certifications. Cloud Practitioner is just one of them, and they are classed into 4 categories. If you see me looking down, I wanted to make sure I don't miss anything. So they're tiered into 4 levels. The one I did, Cloud Practitioner, is the foundational level, so that doesn't require you to have any prior cloud experience. But there are associates. There's associate level, which is the next level up. There are about 3 certifications within that, so that's Solutions Architect, Developer, SysOps Administrator, and then now professional level that follows that, where there are 2 certifications available, which is Solution Architect and DevOps Engineer. And finally, specialty level, which there are 6 available, so this one has the most certifications in this category. So there's advanced networking, data analytics, database, machine learning, security, SAP on AWS. So those are the specialty ones. If you have a specific niche that you're like based on your day-to-day job and you just wanted to have the AWS perspective on it. So you might wonder what's the experience needed to do these other certifications. So as I said, Cloud Practitioner needs no experience. But for the other levels like associate, professional, specialty, they do have different requirements when it comes to the experience that you need to have. So I'd encourage you to go onto the AWS website. I'll make sure to link it in the description box so that you have a read, because depending on the certification you choose, there are different requirements for the experience. So make sure to check it out. If you also want to know more about the exam, like what you can expect, what are the testing areas, what are the topics, so before you dive into actually studying it, if you want to see is this for you, I'd encourage you to also explore the AWS website. They are very good on this. If you go and check the certifications and click on each to just learn more about it, there is an exam guide that's actually usually available for you, and you can also see what are the eligibility requirements. Next week I'll walk you through, not detail to detail because I don't want the video to be 30 minutes, but I'll walk you through for Cloud Practitioner specifically, because that's what I studied, that's what I passed first time round. And for those of you who are not aware, I did this Cloud Practitioner exam in December last year. I only needed 3 months to prepare, and honestly, if I was not having a day job, I would have done it probably even in a shorter period than that. So it's very, very doable. And the resources that I used, because I might as well point this out, because I wanted this to be a very brief video. So AWS do have a learning platform, and because my employer is a partner, an AWS partner, and if you want to see the AWS partners, this is available on their website. So because my employer is a partner, there's a partner portal, but even then those classrooms are not just for partners, they are available to everyone. You just need to pay for it, but of course if you are a partner, then there's a special agreed training agreement in place in terms of what's available to you, but the only difference is just the payment. So AWS, I attended a classroom, virtual classroom for AWS. It was a whole day, 8-hour course that I did, but I did not just use that because I needed, the best way to study for anything is to use multiple learning channels. So after I attended the virtual classroom, I then watched Udemy. So again, this is one of the resources available through my employer, but then also Udemy is available to you. You can get a subscription, and I will make sure I put at least a text on the video somewhere here or here. I'll put the specific tutor on Udemy whose learning path I followed, because they were very thorough. I would recommend them 100%. I passed first time round, that's evidence. They walk you through, very practical as well, because remember, this cloud practitioner just introduces you to the many different services available for AWS, and he logs in, so you're able to have this, I know I'm lacking the words for it, but it's free to everyone. You can have on AWS an account where you access the basic level cloud resources, and you're able to log in even during the virtual lessons to, you know, get familiar with these services, and as such in the exam, it's more memorable to you, because when you're trying to cram, it's not really practical. This is mainly for your day-to-day. This is a certification. It's not a degree, an academic degree. This is meant to be practical. So I found those learning paths very useful. I'll make sure to link them in the description box, but also link them on the screen so that you can have a look at them. But yeah, that's basically what I did. In terms of mock papers, going through questions, I can't recommend that enough. I believe when I watch the videos, I would be like, yeah, I understand. But the minute I started doing the questions is when my knowledge was really tested. I would recommend you at least do probably 2-3 mock papers before the exam. The exam is very similar. Once you've done mock papers, the questions are very similar, multiple choice. I'll go through that in more detail next week about the exam itself and the format, structure, and maybe even touch a bit more on how I prepared for the exam. But generally, I did attend a virtual classroom, and then I watched Udemy. And I would say, being completely honest, the Udemy was more helpful than the classroom. I think just focusing 8 hours in a day to cram a whole certification in that, I don't know if I wouldn't recommend you just do that. I would definitely recommend you to be able to do some self-led learning through watching videos. And then I did not purchase any material because I had the luxury of this being getting the resources from my employer, and they were all video resources, which is so much easier compared to ACCA and CISA, where I had to read paperback study material because it was all fully self-funded. So yeah, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope this was useful for you, and looking forward to the next one. See you. Bye.